there, I just created this video to show you how our new YouTube filtering works. So the first thing that I want to point out is when you sit down at a computer and you log into, or you go into, open up your browser and you go into YouTube, this version of YouTube that you get is a restricted version of YouTube. So what does that mean? Okay, that means that you're not going to get all of the videos that are out there on the YouTube site, and you're not going to be able to search for those videos either. So if you found a video at home and it's not coming up, it's probably because it's being restricted by our YouTube filtering. So for teachers, you have unrestricted access to YouTube. But what you need to do to get that unrestricted access to YouTube is you need to click on this sign in button in the upper right hand corner. When you do that, you simply just key in your username and password that you use for your Gmail or your Google account. Once you've signed in, now you have unrestricted access to YouTube. Okay, with this new YouTube web filtering, what this gives you the ability to do is it gives you the ability to approve videos for the kids that maybe wouldn't normally be approved for them to watch. Okay, so to do this, it's very simple. I just clicked on this link for the Madagascar one, and I'm just going to let it load up here. Okay, so this one here is just I Like to Move It from the Madagascar soundtrack. And as you can see down below here, it says this video has been approved for myflorence.org. And that's because I went in and I approved it. The way that this video originally came up is it said, this video is not approved for myflorence.org. So if this video is something that is not approved by myflorence.org and it's something that you decide you want to use in your classroom, all you have to do as a teacher is simply approve this video. Now this changes, and there's a check mark by it, and it says this video has been approved for myflorence.org. So anybody that has a myflorence.org username and password will be able to access this YouTube video on our network. So for you as a teacher to give them access to that, there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can take and highlight this, and you just do that by simply clicking and dragging, and then clicking your right mouse button and saying copy. And then you can copy that link into a Google Doc that you have shared with your students, a website that you have access to them. You could email that out to them and allow them to be able to access it via their email. Or you can just simply write that YouTube link on your board and make the kids type it in. Then that will allow them to have access to that video. So that's great. Now you've made this video accessible to the students at myflorence.org. But what happens if you made a mistake? What happens if you thought you were doing one video but then realized, oh, maybe that wasn't the one that I wanted to do? Well, that's really simple as well. You just simply click this remove button, and now this video is no longer accessible to the students at myflorence.org. So now there's one more thing I want to show you with this, and if I click on this gummy bear video, it says, under this one, it says watchable for myflorence.org. Okay, so on this one you don't have the approve button. So what does this mean? Well, this means that YouTube does some of their own filtering in-house themselves and kind of controls what content they think is appropriate and what content isn't. So this one here is one that YouTube has already decided is appropriate for the restricted version of YouTube, and there isn't any inappropriate content. So therefore, if the kids were to go in and just search for this video on YouTube, they would find it and they would be able to have access to it. So you don't really have to do anything with this video at all. The kids will just have access to it. Okay, so now I'm just going to stop for a second here, and I'm going to hop to a computer where I'm logged in as a student so I can show you what this looks like on the student side. Okay, so on this machine I'm logged in as a student, and I'm logged into YouTube, and I have that restricted version of YouTube up. So now I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to paste the Gummy Bear song in, and you can see the Gummy Bear song comes up right away because it was already decided by YouTube that Gummy Bear is the Gummy Bear song is okay and it's appropriate content for the restricted version of YouTube. But now I'm going to hop back to that Madagascar link, and I'm just going to copy that Madagascar link, and I'm going to paste it over here. And what happens? Okay, so now I have that video set to approve, but the student doesn't have access to it. So you might be saying in your classroom, well, what? I did everything right. Why doesn't it work? Well, that's simple, because the kid has to go over and they have to sign in to their myflorence.org account in order to have videos that you've approved. So I'm just going to really quickly come here and I'm going to log in to students' myflorence.org account. And when I do this, now you can see that the student will have access to that video. Okay, now I'm going to just show you very quickly how quickly that changes. Okay, so if I simply come over to my other screen and I remove it, and then I refresh this link here, it comes up and it says, I'm sorry, but this video is restricted. So therefore now the student no longer has access to that video. So that right there is pretty much how easy the new YouTube filtering is. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, let me know.